Well, welcome to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports, and one of my all-time favorites, only because he has so much knowledge of what he does in his track that he operates. Joe Lombardo, here to visit, but we're not going to talk about what we should be talking about, you know what I mean? Which I bet the NHRA wishes they could go back on it. Because
I bet they do.
New England's one of the only places that's allowing events to happen with, a monitored crowd, and they could be putting on an event right now front of people. So
they absolutely could. But they made their choice.
Yep, no, exactly. And but first off, how are you doing? You know what I mean? How's the track holding up? How's everybody down there?
We're doing well. We did our first 603 diesel night a couple of weeks ago. The place was jammed. I was really getting worried because the state has that 50% capacity rule, and I said, man, I'm getting pretty close. So it was a good crowd.
Do you have to send pictures to them?
No.
Oh,
no.
I was going to say, if you do, just take them early. You know what I mean? Yeah. But no, that's good to hear. And I mean, people need something to do.
Yeah.
The racers, whether it's circle track or
drag racing or street night.
They need something to do. And
before I came down here, I mean, the line was already starting for street night, and street nights have been good. People want to come out. They've been waiting all season to go ahead and do it, and they're coming out and having fun. That's what we want them to do.
Yep, no, absolutely. And so you do have one marquee event that you're able to pull off, and that's the Jet Cars Under the Stars.
Yeah, we actually have a couple, but the first big one for us will be Jet Cars Under the Stars. And Hampshire Lottery's done a great job. They stood behind us through this whole COVID epidemic, and they said, yeah, we want the show to go on, and they're right behind us to get it done.
Now, that's coming up August 1st, so we're about a week and a half away, so it's plenty of tickets, plenty of opportunity, and if you've never seen this, it's
a phenomenal show.
It's amazing, and it's a show.
It is.
Exactly.
Because we have Shockwave back. He redid the entire truck so it looks like a fighter jet. And he's got these fake Gatling guns on the top of the fenders. Wow. The thing is it is awesome looking. Of course, then we have his jet fire truck, which is the only jet fire truck in the country. That thing is screaming fast. Then we got the Hanna Boys coming back out. We've got Dave Duthik coming back out. We've got a local driver that trained with him over the off season to go ahead and drive a car at New England Dragway, his home track, for the first time ever.
Really?
So this could be really cool. Yeah, George Whiteman III is actually going to go ahead and make his debut in a jet car at New England Dragway, which is kind of cool for us.
So this is, it might not be the stars of the NHRA, but it's still a great event.
Oh yeah, it's a great family show.
Yeah, I was just going to say, family event. I mean, I remember a couple of years ago when we traveled down, the kids and the grandparents and the grandfathers with the grandchildren, and just and the sky lighting up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can feel that heat all the way through the tower. That thing just burns right through the glass.
Yep. Yeah, so they can buy tickets online.
They can get tickets online, or they can just buy them right at the gate. If they're a little sketchy about the weather, because everybody always watches the weather. That's just the way it is.
It's New England.
But we get that. So they can come right to the gate. There'll be plenty of seating there for them. They'll be in good shape. Yeah,
because I was going to say, you have a lot of, it's not like they're showing up and there's only 800 fans and you're allowed 400 seats.
We can feed almost 12,000 people in there. So you figure that many seats are available, but we can go half of that at 5,500, almost 6,000. We'll be good.
So there's plenty of space. And like we've talked about in the past, every ticket is still a pit pass, correct?
It is. Yeah, that hasn't changed at all. So after they go ahead and watch the Jets make their run, they can go back down, they can talk to the drivers. Theirs is a little bit different because they don't do that mechanical ballet. Really, they just go ahead and repack the chutes, put some more kerosene in those things, and then they sit there and they talk to the fans. And the fans love it because these guys are all personable. They're showmen. That's what they do. And they love to have the fans engaged with them.
No, and it's, anytime you can get up close and personal. I mean, can you imagine going to a baseball game and, in between the innings, going to dugout?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, or you know what I mean? And or NASCAR. We talk about NASCAR and being able, now they can't even get close, can't even get the bleachers,
Right.
But, it'd be like being able to go meet them and, be there for in between practice rounds and stuff. So there's nothing like drag racing when it comes to that up front, up close and personal relationship between the
fan engagement
competitors.
is unbelievable. Yeah.
No, and it's, and it doesn't matter, especially with kids. They don't know if it's John Force or Johnny Smith.
Right.
They have no clue. No. You know what I mean? And so to see the excitement on them when they get to up close, they just watch this thing, ignite the sky or go down the strip at 150.
Yep.
And then they get to go stand next to it and have their picture taken and look at the driver. And, we talk about it all the time. This is where those dreams are made of. It's us older guys that sit there and wish we were Dale Earnhardt's or Terry Labonte's or Richard Petty's. But these kids, They want to be Johnny Smith. They want to be, you know, that guy, you know.
And the good thing is, like when I was talking about George Whiteman now, he's a local kid. He started out in junior dragsters. He went up to some weird cars that he had built over the years, but he's a true gearhead. He just loves what he does. So now we're going to have local fans come out that know him personally. They're going to bring their friends out to see him, and you know he's going to give them, you know, a first-class tour of his whole operation, which is really kind of cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that's August 1st. It's coming right up. It's about a week and a half away as you see this, and you know, great opportunity to support New England Dragway. You know, we talk about getting out and support the short track racing world, or you know, you guys are short track racers. You know, you just don't go in circles. But August 1st, Jet Cars Under the Stars. Go to newenglanddragway.com for all the information you would need. You know, how to get tickets, campers. You know, you're allowing campers.
And absolutely, they can do that as well.
Yep. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk with Joe about some other things they got going on at the drag strip, and one of our New England boys that you know was affected by the virus, and we're not able to see him on TV, and that's Bob Tasker. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a worn key. Where would you bring it? At what cost? And for how long? At E-Keys for Cars, our experienced technicians will diagnose your problem and get you going quickly with a fixed price quote. Whenever and wherever you're stuck, E-Keys for Cars comes to you with a new key or ignition repair. Just call E-Keys for Cars, the fast, affordable mobile solution to your vehicle key and lock needs.
They raise the bar, E-Keys for Cars.
Wiscasset Speedway is back, and we have the cure for your need for speed. Maine's biggest and fastest proudly presents 8 featured divisions, including Pro Stocks, late models, 4-cylinder Pro Stocks, modifieds, and more. Plus special features throughout the season, including the Nell Car Legends, the Wicked Good Vintage Racers, the NEMA Midgets, Enduros, and more. All this fun, all this excitement, all for just $5. Wiscasset Speedway, west on the road, Wiscasset. Online at Facebook and wiscassetspeedway.com.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by LKQ Core. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
Wiscasset Speedway, Maine's biggest and fastest, with $5 admission every weekend and loads of family fun. Check us out at wiscassetspeedway.com.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. We talk about the pandemic, the COVID, and the virus and everything, and you know the drag racing world. And you know, one of our guys, New England, Bob Tasker, you know, contacted it. Luckily, it looks like he's going to be okay, and you'll be able to fend it off and deal with it. But it's a scary thing.
It is. And Bob, you know, like we were saying earlier, he is probably is the best shape that anybody could be in. He exercises all the time. He eats right. He really watches his health. I was talking to him the other day. He went to a family outing, and that's where it happened. He caught it, and he said it really kicked his butt. He thought, you know, he couldn't breathe right. He said he really thought he was going to die. That's how bad it was for him.
Yeah, no,
but he's pulling through it. Just taking a while for it to happen.
Mending now, so that's good. So it has been scary, and obviously the drag strip was forced to have a much later start than you usually do. So you know, obviously that's a lot of effect. There's jobs, there's revenue, there's upkeep, and but you're going to make it up. You're going to, you'll have a barn burner of a second half of the season, which will be the only half of the season.
But it is shaping up to be that way too, Steve, because we have, like the Jet Show will go ahead and kick things off, and then we have a couple of other events coming in to replace the national event this year. I talked with Dave Moan out at NHRA Division 1 in Pennsylvania. We're going to bring in the JEG Sports National, and it's like a national event, but just for sportsman cars. It's the guys that would normally play second fiddle during a national event. Well, now this is their time to go ahead and shine. So that's going to take the place of the national event. And then in order to get into a national event as a race, you need what they call grade points. So we're going to have a National Open, which is another sportsman race the day after. So we'll have a Friday, Saturday, Sunday program where people can earn up to 3 grade points this season and go ahead and get ready for the national event next year. So that's good. And Street Outlaws is coming back too in September.
Now, Street Outlaws, is that TV one?
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
TV one.
so-
Yeah, the No Prep King. So that'll be back at the end of September, the 25th and 26th. That originally was supposed to be in May, but we were closed. They couldn't
Yep.
hold it. But they realize now that they can hold it in New Hampshire at in the September month time frame rather. So we'll go ahead and have them. So it'll be a good season. It'll make up for what we've lost at the beginning.
Wow. So yeah, and how many cars in that sportsman event do you think will
Oh,
be?
we'll have at least 350 to 400 cars because they come from all over the country. Because the JEG Sports National gives them national event points right off the bat, and that's what they want. They want to compete for a national championship, and this will give them a chance to go ahead and do it.
And everybody can find all this information on the New England Dragway.
Right. Yeah, everything
website.
is right on the website. They can go ahead and click on the link, and it'll go ahead and give them all the information they want.
Wow. So it's, and then the flea market still happening, the
Flea
swap
market.
meet. And,
This will be the first month for the flea market swap meet. That is the end of this month. I think it's the 26th of July. That'll be the first one we've been able to hold because we couldn't go ahead and guarantee the social distancing that everybody wanted. The outdoor attraction thing was kind of sketchy. We didn't understand what they wanted. Now we know the rules, so we're going to start that up at the end of the month. So
Yep.
it should be good.
so the 26th. Now, do they sell cars and everything there?
Oh yeah,
I mean, you can-
everything, everything. I've seen antique cars there. I've seen newer model cars there, but mostly classics and mostly muscle cars. But then parts for just about everything you can think of: motorcycles, to cars, to bicycles. It's there.
Wow. So you
Kind of fun.
don't lift.
No, I don't. I don't.
No, and this is really good, and you know, I encourage the racers, and
Yeah.
you know, it's neat. We got the couple tracks up here. We got Winterport, we got New Oxford Dragway, and they're working together. You know, and it's so neat to see that they're starting to touch base, and you know, they got a Gamblers Classic race going on the same day as you open up with your first swap meet, and it's just. The tracks need to work together.
They
'cause
absolutely
We're all
do.
in this together.
Yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're a drag strip or that you're an oval track. You need to get together and work and make your programs pull together because you need to go ahead and get the racers engaged. If they feel like nobody really cares about them and the fans don't see a great show, it starts to fall apart, and that's just what we don't want. We want everybody, no matter what kind of motorsport you like, you need to be involved.
So the real first chance to go see something unique is August 1st. Jet Cars Under the Stars, right down there at New England Dragway. All your information, tickets, and everything available online, and you know, it's a unique event.
Oh,
It's
it
something
is.
that you're not going to be able to decide, pick any other night during the year that you're going to go see.
Yeah, yeah. If you have a family and they want to see something unique, that's the show to go ahead and see.
No, absolutely. Now, on another note,
Yep.
this guy, and you hear me talk about it all the time, one of the best co-hosts, guests, whatever you want to call him, sitting in, because he knows his stuff. He knows his track. He knows his racers. He knows everybody. Well, the Jet Cars Under the Stars is his last event at
It
New
is.
England Dragway.
Yep.
As he's moving on and, you know, into public safety, which that's not a bad thing for anybody. I know you've always been a part of it. And I'll tell you, I'm going to miss having you come in because it's one of the, I don't want to call it the easiest ones, but it's so nice to have somebody sitting here that knows their product, believes in their product, and really, and I guess that's what I want to say, believe what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, I do. I mean, I've been doing this at the track steady now for 23 years. It's been a lot of fun. I've seen a lot of people, have a great time when they come to the racetrack, and that's really what it's all about. But it's just time. I'm not getting any younger.
No, and they will fill the void. Obviously anybody, Earnhardt passed away, and not to compare that to Earnhardt passing away, but NASCAR racing went on, the 3 cars still out there, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It didn't for a bunch of years. So, they'll move on, they'll pick up the pieces, but man, you're going to be a hard piece to replace.
Well, I'm still a shareholder, so they're stuck with me for a little while, and I'm still the secretary for the corporation, so I'll still be engaged somewhat. And whoever takes my place, I'll wind up working with them to make sure that they get the help they need. And my wife is still there until the end of the season, so that's good.
Yes, but boy, that's but it's been a fun run for you, huh?
Oh yeah, it has been a good time. I've made a lot of good friends. When some of the racers have heard about this, because it's public knowledge, they've come up and they've just said, we really thank you for bringing the track to where it is now. And I said, you guys really brought it here. I just went ahead and gave
Well, they
you
got to
the
have
canvas
somebody to
paint
stir
with.
the drink. They got to
Yeah.
have somebody to lead the horse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we all say, you lead the horse to water, you can't make it drink, but at least you get it either to the water to have a chance to drink. And,
Yeah.
and every time I've been down there, and I think the thing that blows me the way the most is when I watch you on the national event weekend. It's a big stage. That is the big stage. but it wouldn't matter to you if it was a pit full of junior dragsters or a pit full of sportsmen. You're in your glory because the fans are enjoying themselves, the racers are enjoying themselves, and you are a true spokesman of the sport. You know what I mean? You didn't do it because of the paycheck. You did it because of the love of the sport, and
Absolutely.
I noticed that from my first time I met you and then seeing you on site. So we're going to miss you here at Mainely Motorsports.
No, I'm going to miss this too because, I do a lot of TV, I do a lot of radio, but none of them really give you a chance to engage with people like this show does. I mean, you do a great service for the people in the motorsports community. I don't know if they all realize how important that is in this business, but if you're a stick and ball sport, everybody is all over it. They want to talk to you all the time. But you take and dedicate the show to nothing but motorsports, and people really get a feel for the personalities that are out there, what goes on behind the scenes, and what we do to make them happy.
Well, and like we talked about, and I'll never forget my first conversation with Lisa from Bentley's, Bentley's girlfriend, and when I was trying to convince them to be a partner, a marketing partner with us, and she said, well, I got some other radio stations and TV stations. I said, well, I'm going to tell you what sets me apart from them. Okay, when you buy a 30-second ad from WBLM or WPOR or WCSH, you get your 30-second ad. That's all you get. Yep. When you market with us, you get these opportunities.
Right.
But if I want to talk about you because I came down there and ate 3 hot dogs and they were good, or I saw some girl fall off the pig or whatever it is, I can talk about anything I want. It's my show.
Yep.
And she's like, right. And that is one of the unique things about it. And I will guarantee you, you've never been on any other TV show that you showed up one night to get interviewed and be on the set, and you had to climb in the window to come in and then undo the door handle and take it apart so we could get out. Remember that night?
I remember that night.
Yeah, we literally showed up. My key wouldn't work in the door. We didn't know how we were going to get in. We climbed in a window over a table, taped the show, and then we couldn't get out because the door it was broke and it wouldn't open. So we were either going to climb out the window, so I was going to have to be pushed out of the window because you got to go up, or Joe had a handy little knife on him or whatever, and he took the doorknob apart enough, so we just took it apart and we could leave the room. So I'll guarantee you that never happened to any other interview you went to, huh?
It never did.
And
but those are the memories that you go ahead and make this sport so unique.
When I called my fiance on the way home and told her, she was so embarrassed. She's like, "Oh my God, what did he think?" I go, "We just laughed about it. What are you going to do?" I said, "That's how down to earth Joe is." Some other people might have said, "Well, call me when you are all set." Yeah. Joe's like, "Well, we'll just climb in the window," and we got it, and he fixed the door, and we were out, and it was like nothing happened, And then the next time he talked to me, he's like, "Did you get your door fixed?" I go, "Oh yeah, they came and fixed it," So no, it's been a lot of fun. You've opened my eyes even more to the sport of drag racing, and New England Dragway, and the drag racing fans of all New England. Thank you for everything you did. I guarantee it.
They're all welcome, believe me. And we even got you down the racetrack a few times.
Yep. Got me down the racetrack with the Jeep. I still we talk about that once in a while, and she goes, "Yeah, that's why you didn't want me to go that day. That's why you didn't want me to go." So no, that was fun, and it's a chance to go down the street now. Maybe we'll get some Jeeps. They all want to go down the road and wave to each other. Why don't you all go to New England Dragway and have a night, and then the winner can wave to all of them. So, but thank you once again for everything.
Thank you, Steve.
It's been a pleasure
appreciate it.
working with you throughout the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, and I'm sure we'll see you around the racetrack there. And
you will. I'll be around there because now I get to enjoy it as a fan.
Now you can go as a fan, and I'm telling you, and I'll tell everybody, there's nothing better for anybody to get to do, whether you're in the media side of things or the ownership or the promoting side of things, when you can go to an event as a race fan.
And just enjoy it.
Enjoy it. So Joe Lombardo, one of the best that I've ever dealt with, and short track people will tell me the same thing when they watch this show. Man, that guy knows his shit, and he does. And they're going to miss him, and we're going to miss him, and great ambassador of the sport. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back here on Mainly Motorsports.
Don't deal with just anybody to seal coat your driveway or business this season. Call Black Magic. They bring over 20 years of experience in seal coating and crack filling. Black Magic's skilled team makes sure the job is always done right, on schedule with quality workmanship at a fair price. Protect your investment in your driveway by getting it sealed with Black Magic.
Ooh, Black Magic.
My name is Scott. This is Devin. We're the owners of Black Magic Seal Coating. Let us earn your business today. You'll be glad you did.
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPChartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
For for a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
We light up the sky Saturday night, August 1st. It's the New Hampshire Lottery Jet Cars Under the Stars, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Flame-throwing thunder, featuring the world's only jet-powered fire truck, and a triple jet-powered semi-truck, plus 300-mile-per-hour jet dragsters, 250-mile-per-hour jet funny cars. The New Hampshire Lottery Jet Cars Under the Stars, Saturday, August 1st. Bring a non-winning New Hampshire Lottery ticket for a discount at the gate. Free parking. Tickets and info now. Online at NewEnglandDragway.com.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, and I gotta tell you, we're gonna miss old Joe, and he'll stay around the sport, and he'll be the perfect guy to ride off into the sunset. He'll support drag racing as a whole. He told me after he got done, can't wait to make the trek up to Oxford Dragway, Winterport, just to enjoy it and be around the people, you know, and something he really enjoys. So you're gonna miss him. New England Dragway, it's a big void. But somebody always steps up, and somebody always does what you don't think they're going to be able to do, and that's fill his shoes, and somebody will. So, in saying that, another track kicked off its season up here in the great state of Maine. And that track, place I've been going to for 49 years, since 1971, Beech Ridge Motor Speedway, has had me in some form, shape, or another on their premises, you know, with a little kid just, you know, in awe of everything, to a guy that thought he could do it and really couldn't, and but tried out the sport of auto racing. I've been a car owner, I've been a crew member, I've been a fan, I've been so much there, and you know, to see them kick off another season, a little bit different than what they've been accustomed to doing in the past. It was an okay day, you know. I mean, not what you wanted, but it was an okay day. You know, they got the fan thing pulled from them at the 11th hour, so they were thrown a curveball, but they got through it, and they put on a great program, and the racers put on great racing, and they got through it. No fans in the stands. That's hard to fathom, and what's even more harder to fathom for me right now is a fan that would have been there, had the health, had been in the position that it was a few years back, and that's Priscilla Lund. And everybody might not know who Priscilla is. They might, but when they see some photos of her, they're going to say, "Oh, her, oh, her." Well, unfortunately, Craig's wife Priscilla passed away this past week from a battle with cancer and some of the health issues that she's been struggling with, and you've heard us talk about them on the show. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people that made their mark in racing and motorsports. Most particularly, it's the drivers. You know, you got some crew members that have been crew chiefs and made themselves famous of it. Crew guys, car owners. But I'm going to tell you, Priscilla and Craig came into this sport a few years ago, mistakenly for years as Reed's grandparents. They weren't Reed's grandparents. They were just two retired people that looked for something fun to do, and they latched on to motorsports. And when I say they latched on, they latched on. I'll never forget my first encounter. Now, we're talking about people that usually go to Beech Ridge on a weekly basis, and when you compare the crowds of a Saturday night short track up here in the great state of Maine, and you could try to compare it to the crowd of the Oxford 250, or anything down in Connecticut when it's got the tour mods in there, Stafford or Thompson, particularly the World Series, we all know you got to get there to get a seat. So we were there, we had our seat. We saw this older couple coming up. They looked familiar. I'd seen them around. They were down there to cheer Reed on at the Thompson World Series as Reed was running. The Granite State race, I believe, was in action that day, or the Pro All-Star Series, doesn't matter. They just thought they'd show up 30 minutes before game time and they'd find a seat. Not that way at the Thompson World Series. So they found Reed's family, no room anywhere. They didn't even know they were coming. So we were sitting up to the right of them. We said, well, you know what, we'll make a little bit of room for them. And they sat with us that day. And that's how I met Priscilla and Craig. And I nicknamed them Tootie and Fruity because they were off the wall sometimes. But you understand, they were introduced back to the sport. And they were learning. But boy, did they just grasp for knowledge, grasp for history, grasp to encourage all the drivers. And they had so many drivers that they particularly loved to follow. They would come and introduce themselves to drivers at happy half hours. They would go in the pits at the Pro All-Star Series events, walk through. They wouldn't know you. They'd come up and talk to you, tell you they watched you last week, you did a nice job, be safe, and all of that. And when I tell you, this young lady, whatever age she was, made her mark in motorsports. And it isn't often you can say that for somebody that probably really jumped in with both feet for 5 or 6 years and got to be around it. But her and her husband, Craig, made their mark. And, going to be a lot of talk on this show about Priscilla because she was a wonderful lady. She, when it comes to my personal experiences, sitting there at Thompson, getting to know them. Beechridge, they sat behind us. Oxford 250, we got them tickets. They sat with us. Just Lee USA Speedway, they would go and experience different tracks. And they sat with me and Debbie, and we introduced them to so many people. But they really didn't need us because they were just so fun to be around. And they were so, everybody loved them. And they were so welcomed by everybody. And, and they just had their people that they loved. And, right off the rip, obviously Reed Lamper, the family, they ended up sitting by him, so that's where it all came from. And it took off from there. And then, obviously Johnny Peters over the years, the Dirty Lou, the last couple of years, Kurt Gary. And how ironic, Kurt Gary dominates last weekend's Pro All-Star Series event in the pits on his team for the day is Priscilla's husband, Craig, and the son, I think his name is Jim. How big a deal is that? That's what she would want. She would want them there. And when I tell you there's going to be a big void at a lot of short tracks, particularly Beechridge Motor Speedway this season, it don't matter that it's COVID-19, it doesn't matter the virus and all that. The void is no Priscilla. No Priscilla to bring Johnny Peters Tootsie Pops, okay, Tootsie Rolls, whatever it was he liked. She used to bring other people peppermint patties. M&M's was my thing. She loved the racers. She loved the sport. She loved everything about it. And when I tell you it's going to be a huge, huge void this year to not have her and Craig. And I know Craig's going to be there, but it's not the same. She was the driving force. Craig was just along for the ride or drive her to the races. She just walked into those pits and just radiated the area, the glow. And she's really had a hard struggle the last couple of years. And I know she wanted to be there, and it's just sad. It's just sad that, no Priscilla at the races anymore. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to show you some racing action that took place over to Beechridge Motor Speedway. And, yeah, they kicked it off. Thursday Thunder on Saturday afternoons, and then the NASCAR night program. So we'll be right back with some highlights from the Thursday Thunder program of Beechridge Motor Speedway.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We're starting our end of season sale now. We have over 300 campers in stock and every unit is on sale, even the 2020s. Up to $16,000 off travel trailers, up to $30,000 off fifth wheels and motorhomes, up to $40,000 off toy haulers. Ask about our bi-weekly payment program to save you even more money. Financing available, trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Our family has been in business since 1972. I'm Johnny Wolf. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. 21st Century Motors now offers low-rate credit union financing and first-time buyer programs. We have a large selection of vehicles starting at $49.90. Quality vehicles and guaranteed repairs. Come see why more than 50% of our business is repeat or referral. Visit us today on Route 25 in Gorham, Maine, or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
From our family to your family.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Scott's Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scott's Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations and online at scottsrecreation.com.
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
Welcome to Mainly Motorsports.
To order a copy of this show, send a check or money order for $15, including shipping and handling to Mainely Motorsports, 2 Main Street, Suite 17-103, Bedford, Maine, 04005. And please add the show number in the description of the show.
magnificent job of this and certainly knows what he's doing behind the wheel. Don't be surprised now. Sweltering
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle the factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's coworker owners who understand the importance of protecting a valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
We light up the sky Saturday night, August 1st. It's the New Hampshire Lottery Jet Cars Under the Stars, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Flame-throwing thunder featuring the world's only jet-powered fire truck, and a triple jet-powered semi-truck, plus 300-mile-per-hour jet dragsters, 250-mile-per-hour jet funny cars. The New Hampshire Lottery Jet Cars Under the Stars, Saturday, August 1st. Bring a non-winning New Hampshire Lottery ticket for a discount at the gate. Free parking. Tickets and info now. Online at NewEnglandDragway.com.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your Maine returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
Well, welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. And when we talk about people and then just crowds gather to them, when you're at a racetrack, you think it's a driver. You think it's a driver that's walking through the pits and people just stop what they're doing, stop the conversation they're having, and walk out and how you doing, shake their hand, that's that. Priscilla had that same magnetic draw. Everybody wanted to say hi. Everybody wanted to hear her tell them be safe. Everybody wanted that hug. Everybody, it don't matter who you were. And I'll never forget last year, they let us know they weren't going to be able to go to the 250. There was no way she was going to be able to climb the bleachers. There was no way, just wasn't going to be able to happen. Well, at the 11th hour, Craig said, listen, let's try to trade our seats from the grandstands towards a couple pit passes. We'll pay the difference, and we can go in there in a walker and maybe get a ride around and sit, because those grandstands are a little lower, and be at the Oxford 250. Well, I'll tell you, when I spotted them, I was blown away, you know, just so happy, because I know how much that meant to her and how happy that made her to be there. But I think the defining moment, the whole day goes, Travis Benjamin wins his third, people are happy, celebrating, loading up. Sandy Haley, who's a wonderful, wonderful young lady, does so much for this sport that you don't even realize, is driving Priscilla and Craig out of the pits. They stopped by the Mainely Motorsports set, and she just wanted to say goodbye, you know, and puts a window down, and I'm taping. I said, ooh. I walked off. Well, tried to stay nonchalant, tried to stay quiet, brought Debbie over, but it didn't matter. As people realized who was in that car, you'd have thought it was Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch. People just coming over. They wanted to say bye to Priscilla, wish her well, you know, praying for her and everything. That's the magnetic force that this lady had. Everybody just loved Priscilla, and like I said, and I'll say it forever, there's racers, there's crew chiefs, there's car owners, there's promoters, there's track owners, there's everything that makes this sport what it is. She was on the same level of each and every one of them special people, because she made this sport. She is what this sport needs. We need thousands of Priscillas. She would take a day and she would go support a race that was going on at Star Speedway, Lee Speedway, Bangor, Wiscasset, Beechridge, Oxford, it didn't matter, down to Thompson. She supported her drivers, she supported the sport. And we need so much more like Priscilla. And Beechridge was her home track, as much as she traveled around. But she will definitely be missed. And she would have loved the racing that took place there last weekend. And it was some great racing. So we're going to show you some highlights in the Wildcat event. And we'll come back with some other highlights from the rest of the night. So enjoy these Wildcat highlights. I'm going to miss you, Pris.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a worn key. Where would you bring it? At what cost? And for how long? At E-Keys for Cars, our experienced technicians will diagnose your problem and get you going quickly with a fixed price quote. Whenever and wherever you're stuck, E-Keys for Cars comes to you with a new key or ignition repair. Just call E-Keys for Cars, the fast, affordable mobile solution to your vehicle key and lock needs.
They raise the bar, E-Keys for Cars.
Our family has been in business since 1972. I'm Johnny Wolf. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. 21st Century Motors now offers low-rate credit union financing and first-time buyer programs. We have a large selection of vehicles starting at $49.90. Quality vehicles and guaranteed repairs. Come see why more than 50% of our business is repeat or referral. Visit us today on Route 25 in Gorham, Maine, or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
From our family to your family.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation.
We're starting our end of season sale now. We have over 300 campers in stock and every unit is on sale, even the 2020s. Up to $16,000 off travel trailers, up to $30,000 off fifth wheels and motorhomes, up to $40,000 off toy haulers. Ask about our bi-weekly payment program to save you even more money.
Financing available, trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Four Seasons Synthetic. See them for all your AMSOIL product needs.
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations. Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Well, on the phone here now is Bobby Weber, owner, promoter. Well, him and Mom own Star Speedway, but he's the promoter and he's making stuff happening. And Bobby's been telling you this SBM is going to be big. It's going to be huge. You want to buy your tickets ahead of time. And I know a lot of people don't listen, Bobby. They always say, oh, we'll have them, we'll have them. We got some big news to come out that's going to make people, even if you weren't going now, you're really going to think, I got to be there. And why don't you tell everybody what's going to happen this Saturday over there at Star Speedway, that little quarter-mile bull ring on Route 27.
Well, it's like even since this morning, since we talked, it just keeps getting better and better. When we talked this morning, we were going to announce that Ryan Priest was coming, and of course that's huge around here. Ryan and I have always gotten along well, and him throwing his support towards the SBM is huge. But since then, we've gotten word that Craig Lutz is going to be coming, Dave Sapienza is going to be coming, Eric Goodale's coming. So we got a lot of the good guys coming from the Whalen Mod Tour, and it's just going to make the race better and better.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And nothing to take away from those Whalen Mod guys, but this guy led the troops a few years ago. He was a champion. He was a guy that was headed bigger and better places when it comes to the racer mentality. And for him to take an off week and drive up here or fly up here or whatever he's doing to get to Epping, New Hampshire, to be a part of an event that he's never won. I think he's got a couple podium finishes, but he would like nothing more than to take that hardware back down to his area in North Carolina and say he beat some of the best short track races in all of the country right there at that little quarter-mile bull ring.
No, it definitely means a lot. And like I say, he was excited when he told me he was coming, and I think he wants to get, some redemption on his season. He's hitting them an up and down year, and he feels this is a good way to kind of get back into a groove, and a good race at Star go a long ways to doing that.
And if you're a fan of motorsports, you're a fan of NASCAR, you're a fan of all those guys, this has to give that race fan that much more respect for a guy that, he's packing up. It's costing him money to come race his car, his own modified. He didn't call you up and say, hey, listen, find me a sponsor, find me this, find me that. He's coming. He's paying the bill. He wants to win this race. And in the end, he's supporting short track racing and supporting a great guy like Bobby Weber in that track that puts so much support out there for the racers.
Yeah, no, and you're 100%, like you said, not once did the word money come out of his mouth what he wanted. He didn't want a dime. He actually, when he first called me, it was last Wednesday, he was getting ready for the All-Star race, and he just wanted to make sure that there was still practice space available on Friday night and how much it was going to cost him. Not if I was going to do it for him, but he wanted to know how much he had to pay me.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So you've been saying all along you've got to get your tickets. And, obviously, if you want to sit in the stands, you need to get a general admission seat. But, you don't want them to sell out because then it's overflowed into the pits and it's not that comfortable atmosphere as you can to get in the stands. So how can people get a hold of you, Bobby, and how can they buy their tickets ahead of time?
The best way is, obviously there'll be somebody at the ticket office every day this week, except for Thursday because we're going to race at Thunder Road again. But every other day there'll be somebody at the office, either me or myself, where you can buy the tickets in person, or you can go through Venmo at Anthony Weber Jr. 19, purchase the tickets there. Or another option we just added last week was eventbrite.com, BRITE.com, and you can click on events there and look up the SBM 121, and you can buy your tickets there.
Now, this is going to be a big deal. And this event, I've been going for years. It's always a great race. All the modified guys, they have it on their schedule. They want to be a part of it. They want to win this race. This is the 9th year running. And then when you sprinkle in the NASCAR flavor of a guy like the names of Ryan Priest to race with the likes of Matt Hirschman and some of the other ones that are going to be in attendance, this is going to be a whale of a short track show.
No, it always is, and credit has to go back still to Kevin Rice for starting the whole
Having the
deal
vision to start this thing,
Yeah, it was his hard work that got it off the ground, and now, between Tri-Track and myself, we're just doing everything we can to continue it on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we're going to be there. We can't wait to see the race, bring some highlights to the viewers next week. Telling you got to get your tickets. Call Star Speedway. Go on the Venmo. Line up your tickets to be a part of this. And like I said, and Ryan Priest, he's going to make himself accessible as much as he can with all the social distancing and all that. But people will get glimpses of him. They'll get vision of him. And they'd like nothing more to say they were there to see him win SBM number 9.
That's right.
The Tim turns 21, you know?
I know, it's scary.
Anybody's ever seen him thought he's been 21 for 6 years, you know?
Somebody said that to me yesterday. Like, I've been drinking with Tim for 2 years. I thought he was already 21.
Yeah, and the other one gets her license, so, man, how old are you feeling there, Bobby Weber?
Pretty old.
No, but we wish you the best of luck this weekend. We're excited, and just adding a name like Ryan Priest, it just adds to the draw that was already there. So thank you for the Bobby Weber taking the time with us here on Mainly Motorsports. I encourage all of you, get down to Star Speedway, SBM 121. Tim turns 21. That's going to be weird, and going to be a great night. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting a valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Servicing differentials is virtually impossible. The confined space makes fill holes difficult to reach, and industry-standard conical bottles are rigid and hard to squeeze. That combination makes for a messy job. Plus, you can't get all of the gear lube out of the bottle, so you have to buy more than you need to complete the job. And engineering your own solution only results in disaster. Not anymore. Introducing the new AMSOIL Easy Pack. Easily access hard-to-service differentials. Easily squeeze out all of the contents. And easily stay clean while you do it. No more leftover fluid or inconvenient rigid bottles. No more trouble reaching difficult fill holes. No more mess. AMSOIL Severe Gear in the new Easy Pack. The solution to all your problems.
Another first from AMSOIL. For a stocking dealer nearest you, call toll-free 877-761-8375 or visit fourseasonsynthetic.com.
We light up the sky Saturday night, August 1st. It's the New Hampshire Lottery Jet Cars Under the Stars, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Flame-throwing thunder, featuring the world's only jet-powered fire truck, and a triple jet-powered semi-truck, plus 300-mile-per-hour jet dragsters, 250-mile-per-hour jet funny cars. The New Hampshire Lottery Jet Cars Under the Stars, Saturday, August 1st. Bring a non-winning New Hampshire Lottery ticket for a discount at the gate. Free parking. Tickets and info now. Online at newenglanddragway.com.
Well, we've just flown by this show, and I was just thinking, after I hung up from Bobby Weber, which, by the way, he'll have tickets with him at Thunder Road this Thursday night. So anybody that's looking for tickets to come over to the SBM and support that event this Saturday, he'll have tickets in hand. So you can get that, get that from him Thursday night over at Thunder Road. Like I said, Friday, somebody's going to be around the track all day. There'll be some practice going on. Great opportunity to get over and get your general admission seats, because this is going to be a show. It's always a great show, and Ryan Priest just upped the ante by being there with his own personal modified. So we're excited. We'll be there. And like I said, just heavy hearts on this week's show with Priscilla, the passing of her. And you all remember last year when we did our cancer walk, we all wanted to say, hi to her, cheer her up and all that, but we just knew that it would just be too much for her. And I'll never forget, Reed Lampher, her #1 all-time favorite, winning, which undoubtedly almost one of his last races over there at Oxford last year. I made a deal with Curtis on the front stretch, bought the flag from him, had Reed sign it, then I took it over to her and presented it to her. And I'll tell you, she was about jumping off the couch with that, just so pleased, and it made me so happy to do something like that. And we all talk about it sometimes. It isn't the big things you do, it's the little things that mean the most. And that day meant the world. And then we're talking with Sue Walker and Sandy Haley, and we're like, we got to do something. So we decided we would have a walk, and we would all put our pink on, and we would walk down from Route 1 in Biddeford over to her and Craig's house. And Craig knew what was happening, and to see the parade of pink, and her to hug everybody and see each and every one of them, and pose with photos with everyone, and just, you know, those moments now take on that much more special meaning. And I know it's going to be tough for Craig. It's going to be tough for a lot of people, you know, that are used to seeing her walk by them on a Saturday night and stop by their trailer and wish them the best of luck and talk about their race last week. And I, for one, I'll never, ever, ever forget our first Bentleys. Lee Mortensen came up with an idea. We stuffed some bags with bricks, and we stuffed them with photos. But there was one that had like $351 bills. And it was all random draw. And when I tell you, and I said it that night, this couldn't have been won by a more deserving participant in this room. When Priscilla's ticket was drawn, she picked the right bag to stand behind, and she was unbelievable excited, as you can see in the photos. And I'll never forget when after, and people coming up to her, she was telling the kids, reach in and grab a handful. Reach in and grab a handful. Letting kids grab, and they might get $4 or $5, you know, but she just loved being a part of everything. Loved being a part of, you know, being around the race car shows, being around our shows at Bentley's, the All Ears Car Show 2 years ago. Steve, is that Dick McCabe? Can you introduce me to him, please? I mean, it didn't matter. They wanted to talk to Johnny Peters as much as they wanted to talk to Dick McCabe, a guy that they've heard about, might not have ever seen him race. So, like I said, the world is, you know, we always hear them say the world's going to be a better place. No, the world was a great place when Priscilla was in it. And when I tell you she lit up her room, anybody that knows her knows she lit up her room. When she walked through the door, you'd have thought Ricky Craven was coming back to the Northeast Motorsports Expo when Priscilla walked in. Everybody ran to her to say hi, all of that. So just, she's going to be sorely, sorely missed. And, you know, by everybody, and particularly Craig, our hearts and prayers and everything to Craig and the entire family, because she was a patriarch. And when you lose somebody like that, that you can't replace that. That nobody's going to ever fill her shoes anywhere. So, in saying that, Priscilla, we miss you. Think of all the times we had together doing different things. The day I brought the microphone up to you and let you give the command to start your engines at Wiscasset, making you cry at Bentley's with winning the money. Every time we were at Wiscasset for Mainly Motorsports night, you took the night off from Beech Ridge to come up and support us. And you know, when I say you were one of my biggest fans, Priscilla, I was one of your biggest fans. So we're truly going to miss you, and it's not going to be the same. So I'm going to wrap this week's show up with some great race highlights from the Sports Series and the Pro Series over at Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. And like I said, Priscilla, we love you, and we are definitely going to miss you.
again. Baby, where have you been? Everybody says that you're moving again. I don't wanna be right, baby, every single night. I can tell you anything about taking your time. It's making me nervous, yeah.
Have a threesome and he never agreed to it. So she just said something along that line. But I turned it down, Craig. So you're keeping your bag. One more shot, $200.
No deal.
Are you going to take that to the races every week?
Okay.
All right, so open it up.
All right.
Go slow. You ever seen them snakes that jump out?
I don't like snakes.
Oh, I don't like snakes either, so there ain't one in there.
They better not.
All right, there won't be a snake, Jesus. All right, open it up. What's in there? Me and Lee, and it was funny because one thing I do is talk fast, but the other thing I do is crumple money slow. So me and Lee had a deal, and we went to his house, and we were crumpling $1 bills to fill a bag, and we didn't know how many it would take to fill it. So there's 350 $1 bills in there. So thank you for everything you do. You support me. You're down here, and when you know the best part about this, you're crying on me, for Christ. Jeez. Don't think you're the first woman I've ever made cry either. But the best part about this is you're going to lay in bed tonight and think about me, so that is worth it. All right? Thanks, kiddo. Oh, that's nice. Oh, well, can you do that again? Oh, thanks. Zip it up so you don't lose it.
I'm not going to hear you. Oh, Gail, hi. Oh, I know you guys are. Oh my, you know, I think everybody does. I mean, if it takes, no, it takes this to wake people up to, hey, let's be sure this. I'm not the only one that is going through this. We'll go through all of this. You know, we've got to do something. Absolutely. Did I want it? Of course not. Did it come my way? It came my way. I'm gonna find it. Hey, my mother got it on the floor. You're strong. Where do you want to go?
You guys came over and it was like an instant connection, and you know, you guys have been at the races. I see you guys all the time, and
we
support.
We saw you all the time, and we tried to follow you.
Yeah, and you guys were one of the first ones to join the team, and you've always been such a supporter of me. And you know, today I'm proud to support you. And, you know, you had a big fight, but I know like a lot of your drivers here, you're going to come out on top. So.
It's after all you guys have done for us, supporting us all.
Steve, you couldn't have been
What?
at the right place.
I'm always, listen, remember I told you that day, Steve Perry makes shit happen, right? That's what I do. Sometimes, yeah, no, a little bit. Sometimes not good, sometimes it's bad, but that's what I do. You know what I mean? So, I just knew it would.
This was all Debbie's idea, too.
Right. So.
Everybody.
Yeah, no, everybody, and it's a great day.
Yeah. You couldn't have a better supporter. So I think we all can vouch for how awesome Craig is.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely no better person to have by your side through it, and he's
he's a champ. So we've enjoyed having both of you guys around at the track and look forward to many more years to come.
Mikey, fair this over.
Oh, Craig, yeah.
Nice.
2, 1. Jamie, get in for the picture.
The only time the Rickers are quiet.
I'm not going anywhere.
Marty's over. Bye.